Hi Braille, welcome back for our science lesson today. Today it's going to be a bit of a revision session where we revise all of those things we've learned over the past few weeks, and it's really important that you listen because tomorrow on our next science lesson we are going to be doing our hot task, which is where you're going to be doing it by yourself and having a go and seeing what you can remember. So the more you listen today, the better you're going to do. So let's have a look. Let's get started. So over the past few weeks, our topic in science has been plants. So we've been learning to spot and name lots of garden plants and wild plants as well, and including deciduous trees and evergreen trees. We've been learning to identify and describe the structure of a plant with its petals, stem, and trees as well. Okay, and we've also been looking at where food comes from and observing our plant growing over the past few weeks, haven't we? So let's have a look. Let's see if we can remember. Right, quiz time today. What are the 5 things that a plant needs to grow? What are the 5 things a plant needs to grow? Can you remember? Can you tell me? Good. So we've got air, because it needs air, doesn't it? Taking the carbon dioxide and turn it into oxygen. We have got sun, because it uses the sunlight to make its food. Got water, because it needs water to grow. We've also got soil, and we've got space. And it needs soil because it takes in all of the nutrients from the soil to help it to grow. And it needs space as well for its roots, otherwise it won't be able to stand up properly or grow. So that's perhaps when I planted my beans, I don't think I gave them quite enough space, so not all of them grew. So make sure we've got space as well. So we've got sun, air, water, soil, and space. Okay, let's have a look now. So now we're going to see if we can name the parts of a plant. Let's see what you've remembered. So I'm going to show you a plant. Can you tell me what my arrows are pointing to? What about this top one? What's that pointing to? Well done. It's pointing to the petals. What's the job of the petals? Can you remember? Good. It's to attract bees and insects. Let's have a look. What's this arrow pointing to there? Good. Leaves. Good. And leaves take in the sunshine to help the plant make food. Okay, let's have a look at the stem. What's the role of the stem? Fantastic. The stem up the middle of the plant, the job is good to hold the flower up like an anchor and to move as well water from all the way from, sorry, it needs to be all the way from the roots all the way up to the other parts of the plants like the leaves. Okay, what have we got down at the bottom? What are those? Good. We have got roots. Good. What's the job of the roots? Can you tell me? Fantastic. Well remembered. So roots find the water and food in the ground and they help to absorb it and give it to the rest of the plant so it grows into a healthy plant. Fantastic. I'm going to send you a big sparkle. Okay, so let's have a think. What type of tree keeps its leaves all year round? What type of tree? Fantastic, if you remembered, it is an evergreen. Good, evergreen trees keep their leaves all year round. And some examples of those are pine and fir trees like Christmas trees. You can see there with the snow on the top. What type of tree loses its leaves during this year? What time? So what type, of tree loses its leaves during the year, especially around this time of year? Deciduous. Good. So deciduous trees lose their leaves in winter. And some examples of this are birch, oak, and horse chestnut. See there, in the summertime, it's got its leaves on, and then come winter, all the leaves have fallen off. Okay, let's have a look. So what similarities and differences do you notice about the leaves? Let's have a look. We've got here a deciduous tree and an evergreen tree. So a deciduous tree is the oak tree, and our evergreen tree is, we've got a pine for an example. What's the difference between the leaves? Fantastic. We can see if we look at the oak, it's got round leaves with round corners on it. And it's quite wide, whereas the leaves on a pine tree, what are they like? They're like little needles. They're very spiky and prickly and thin. Good. So just by looking at the leaves, we can tell whether a tree is a deciduous or an evergreen tree. Here we've got our horse chestnut and the big leaves, and the fir tree as well. That's similar as well to our pine tree, the leaves on it. Okay, let's have a look. So what plants do we eat? Do you remember? Hopefully you made some of these. What plants do we eat? I heard lots like bananas, oranges. Good. Let's have a look quickly. So we eat lots of different plants, don't we? And the fruit that they produce. So we have our sugar cane, because that's a plant. So sugar is from a plant. It's mixed in with a few things, but it is from a plant. We have got our oats, like we have in our porridge oats. Strawberries, that's right, we eat strawberries, which is the fruit that it produces. And the beans as well, like green beans and things, kidney beans, lots of different things we eat that come from plants. Okay, let's have a look now. What are these flowers? See if you can help me. So let's have a look at number 1 first. What's number 1? That's right, it's a daffodil. What country in the UK, its national flower is a daffodil? Can you remember? Wales. Good, Wales. And they come out at springtime. What's number 2? What's the number 2 flower? That's right, lavender. Good, and that smells really lovely and helps you to sleep at night. What about number 3? Good, tulips. And they're really pretty as well. We see those in the spring. What about number 4? Might find this on fields sometimes. Buttercup. Buttercup. Let's have a look at number 5. We often see in the summertime. What's number 5? Sunflower. Sunflower. Good. And sunflower is another plant that we get food from, because the seeds in the middle are often baked, and then you can eat the sunflower seeds. They're really tasty. What's number 6? Rose. Good, we know that one. What about number 7? Bluebell. Good, and we remember because they look like little tiny bells, don't they? What about number 8? Good, poppy. We often see these near Remembrance Day, don't we? The people wearing their poppies. Okay, what about number 9? Good. Daisy. Now, number 10 is a weed that grows. Can you remember what it's called? A little bit trickier. Dandelion. Dandelion. Well done. Thank you for helping me to remember. So next science lesson is our hot task. So you're going to need to use all of that knowledge we've learned over the half term and answer a few questions. Okay, can't wait to see your hard work when we do our hot task. Bye, everyone.